Okay, so let's try this again. I think I finally got the kinks taken care of. I think it's all taken care of now. Now, I'm going to try this one more time. If for some reason the stream just doesn't work out, then I will then I will actually just move on to another game when I do another one. But I do kind of want this to actually work out. Ah, jeez. There we go. Yeah, every time I click out of the emulator, it mutes the sound, which... The only reason I have that enabled is that save states and the like do not work if you don't have the game front and center at all times. And the muting of the sound is supposed to be an indicator if that ever happens, so I'm not pressing the save state button for no reason. But yeah, we just got 120 gold. We have no weapons or anything. I think the most modern version of the game, you at least start with a bamboo pole, I think? If I recall. I haven't played the Android version and the iOS version and the one on the Nintendo Switch, which is a port of those versions. But the game is a lot easier on the Game Boy Color, which I'm playing this on, so because of how much easier it is, I tend to skip a lot of the upgrades throughout the game. Like, you don't need a lot of them anymore. For example, I get the club, and I'm going to be skipping the copper sword. The copper, you can either buy the bamboo pole, get the copper sword, or you can buy the club and just save up for the next weapon, which is the hand axe. I'm going to get the club. There's a good reason for that, actually, and you'll be seeing that real soon. I'm also going to be getting the cloth here. I'm also going to be using speed up on occasion. Or specifically to make grinding go faster in this. I mean, unless people actually just want to ban me using it. Like, if it bothers you them using it, then tell me, but if it doesn't, then I'm going to be using it, because I find it fun. Like, it skips a lot of the more painful now, I didn't show this off, but I have 5 defense right there. If you buy a dragon scale from the item shop and equip it, that's 5 freaking defense right there, man. It used to be only worth 2 defense, I think. So, yeah, that's kind of absurd. That's always been an exploit in this game, because you can get a lot of extra defense early on with that. And it's a lot cheaper than heavy armor is early on. Compared to the original game, you get a lot more experience in gold. Your stats that you get from level ups feel like they have much more of an impact, making it rather simple to actually progress through this game without really needing to be at a really high level to progress the next area. And there's one thing I forgot to get. Oh yeah, unlike in the original game, you can actually check pots and barrels for items now, and some of them have some pretty nice stuff. The only downside was speed up in a game like this, compared to like other games on the emulator, as I was about to show off here. Yeah, like, when you speed up on this, it goes lightning fast. Like, so fast you can barely control where you're going with it. I guess it's good for grinding purposes, but otherwise, it's really hard to make proper use of it because of how fast it goes. It's like 500 times normal speed, and that is a bit absurd. The simulator doesn't have a good way to control it, though. Like you can manually increase the speed of the game, but it's awkward. So I'm not going to do that. But we're at the next level already. You might notice that I was hardly damaged at all from these enemies. Yeah, at this point, I feel comfortable that I can go all the way over here, where the tough enemies are at. Well, I say tough, but... yeah, like the spooky, you would be caught dead be fighting these things at level 2 in the original game. Yeah, I'm doing like 3 damage to him. He has a lot of HP and speed, but I can actually fight him. And one. And I could probably risk fighting another one. I'm sure.
Where's my Parmesan cheese?
I'll be right back. Man, I can't ever stream at this house. Okay, so... Yeah, sorry about that. I had to help my folks with some stuff that living was, so... I don't mind it, though. It really is unfortunate when all of that just timed around a stream, which... with my luck, tends to happen quite often. I believe I just got done fighting a ghost, called a spooky in this translation. He's not so bad in this, although in the original game he would tear you apart if you tried to fight him at level 2. Like, even armed with the copper sword, you'd have to hack him a couple of times to kill him. So... yeah, that's kind of annoying. I think I'm almost level 3, though. Levels 1 to 3 are pretty easy to obtain, no matter who you're fighting. I think if I go over in this general area right here, I can sometimes fight Drakies. Which are like a slightly upgraded version of the slime. I know that the monster formations have changed ever so slightly with the remakes, to where some monsters you won't fight till later on. That was intended to make the game feel not as merciless. Like, you couldn't run into really hard creatures as easily. But because how much stronger you are, I just find that to be more irritating, because I'd like to fight the stronger enemies more often, but it's hard to know where they show up now. Like, I don't want to go too far away from the castle, but I also wouldn't mind fighting a couple of stronger creatures right now. You know. But I haven't fought any yet. I'm trying to figure out where they first show up, I think? Up here around this cave right here? Come to think of it, I do have a torch. I could actually go in there. But I'll wait till I get to the next level. Still doesn't seem like they're coming out. Come on, really? I mean, I don't want to go too far. I mean, I have that herb, I guess, but I'd rather not use it. Oh, here we go. This is the level that's really gonna make me ridiculous. I get some stats, and my first spell. The heal spell. Yeah, heal in the early games was pretty freaking ridiculous. Since, especially in the first game, because even in the original game, it was a lifesaver, since it would give you an insane amount of health compared to what the enemies would usually deal to you. Like, they'd have to be dealing attack spells to even come close to that amount. Which essentially meant each heal spell was like a different life bar. Kind of like a sub-tank, like from like Big Man X and crap. And the remake made it even better, since it went from healing 10 to 12 to like 20 HP. And you don't need the inn in the other town when you get the heal spells, since this old man here will heal your MP for free. And because I have the heal spell now, I can heal all my HP as well. So it's a free inn. Very handy. I like it. Now, I'm just gonna give you like kind of a rundown on what the original game was like, to kind of do a compare and contrast to just how different things have really gotten. Let's see here. I have 70 gold. That's enough for the leather armor? But I'm actually going to save a little bit extra so I can get the leather shield instead. Because we're not going to get another shield upgrade for quite some time. Armor, on the other hand, we can get another upgrade, and it's far cheaper too, so I'm going to opt out of the leather armor. There he is. I was looking for you. 3 experience and 6 gold. Nice. Although now I can probably fight the ghosts pretty easily. The Drakis can also appear where the ghosts are at, so... I'm gonna tempt fate here. And I'm gonna go over this bridge and fight in this general area. Because bridges usually mean stronger monster encounter rates. Although, I'm still seeing slimes here. So, Oh, right, I was supposed to check out that cave, wasn't I? Whoops. Let's just speed up a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. Another Draki. Man, critical hit, wow. So much for him being a threat. Okay. I'm gonna save state, because this is gonna be kind of risky with a single torch. Since I can't see in here without it. Now, there's no monsters in here, and it's just a small little cave area. But with a single torch, it's kind of hard to find your way around. I feel like in the remake they changed the design ever so slightly, so it's not a straight path. Honestly, I can even load the state when I'm done my business here, since there's not really any chest or anything in here. Once you get to this room, there's like this giant tablet here. It kind of gives you some backstory for the game in all the versions. In the original, it was a chest, but it only had the tablet in it. And that was it. Now, in the original game, the hero was called Erdrick, but in the future games he was called Loto, something like that. Like, I don't know why they changed it. Erdrick honestly sounds like it rolls off the tongue a lot better, but whatever. So, yeah. I've lost a little bit of HP, not much. But, you know, let's just go over here and heal up, why not? The thing is that in the next few levels, I pretty much become strong enough to survive the most harshest of conditions easily. Now, if you bought the original game, there was also a few other items that you could get along with the original game. One of them was a handbook that basically was like a mini strategy guide that gave you a lot of tips for the game. And I have a lot of money. I should be spending it. But yeah, there's like a lot of items you could get, including a map that actually gave you an overworld map that was made of like colored, like it was a very fancy paper map that had this like fancy design on it. It was great. And On top of that, we also had a small like cardboard tablet thing that told you the experience requirements for levels and the level requirements that you needed to be for the different areas of the game. And those level requirements are what I'm going to be listing off. That's the recommended level for the areas in the original game. Not so much in this game, but I will be kind of describing just how different things really are now. I don't want to go too far this way, because we are going to run into some pretty nasty creatures here in a moment. Not you. You're not near as bad anymore. Like, not even close. The extra defense really helps. One more battle should do it, honestly. Level 4. Ooh, that's a lot of MP. Now, normally your levels will be one of three things. Either you get a lot of HP and MP out of it, you get a lot of strength and defense, or you just get a little bit of all of it, in general. That tends to be where your levels tend to be most of the time, and because of this, some levels might be more helpful towards your playstyle. Me, I don't really care. Like I tend to like it if I get a high amount of anything, but I will say MP tends to be the most useful though. Like, the more MP you have, the more overpowered you can be over time. And it means you can go a long time without having to go to an inn, which is useful for later. But we got the spell Fireball. That does an insane amount of damage to anything it hits. Like I'm talking close to 20 damage. And it only costs 2 MP to boot. And with the amount of MP I've got, I can use it a lot of times. That's less healing all around, but as you're going to find out later, as you increase in levels... Ew, I should have healed. Oops. But, like, as you're going to find out later, healing becomes less and less important as the game goes on. To the point to where you almost never need to do it. Unless you're fighting stuff that's really, really strong for your level. Because this game is insane. Like, this version is insanely easy. If you know what you're doing anyway. Like, I'm experienced with the game, so you're gonna find out real quick how you can abuse stuff in this game. Now, at the level I'm at, I'm slightly overleveled for the next town I'm going to be visiting. At level 3, you are technically at a high enough level to visit Garenham. Well, it's either level 3 or 4. I think it's 3, though. The town of Garenham isn't really too important. Like, there's not much you can really do here. But the shops do have better stuff here. A lot better stuff than in the last town. There's the Iron Axe, which is an insanely strong weapon. There's the Chainmail, an extremely good piece of armor, and the Iron Shield. A good shield, but man, it's pricey. Yeesh. In the remake, you don't need to buy that. I'm gonna tell you why later, but it's not important. The item shop is the same though, so. But yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think there's anything else here that's really worth noting. Okay, there's that. Yeah, they do. The villagers here tell you some stuff, but in the remake, I love the dialogue. It's actually referencing scenes that you would have seen in the game Dragon Warrior 3, which it was a prequel to this game. Like the events of Dragon Warrior 3 predate this game. Actually, it's very interesting. And there's a lot of dialogue in the remake that references that. Events that you would know if you played that game. So, we had Dragon Warrior 1 first, then Dragon Warrior 2, which was a sequel to Dragon Warrior 1, Dragon Warrior 3, which was a prequel to the first game, and then we have the remake of the first game, which has new dialogue that references the Dragon Warrior 3 game, which was a prequel to this game. Ugh. Well, that's a lot to take in, but alright. Anyways, that aside, I'll be saving up for the hand axe next. I have been using the club for a while, so it's gonna be definitely time for a weapon upgrade. But I need a lot of money for that. Where am I gonna find that money? Well, it's not gonna take too long, believe me. Now that I have the fireball spell, I can pretty much survive anywhere out here now. And because of this, we're going to this next area far sooner than I would ever be able to before. The recommended level in the original game was like level 7 over here. Here's why. We have ourselves a magician dude. Yeah, that's a weak amount of damage, and he hits hard. How much does Fireball hit? Ooh, 17 damage. Yeah, that's far more impressive. Yeah, Fireball didn't hit that hard before. And as you can tell, I'm getting a lot more experience in gold now. How much will I hit you for? 4. How come I'm hitting you for more damage than the freaking magician? Oh well. You give me 12 experience and 20 gold. Yowzers. I have enough for 1 heal. Let's continue fighting here. There's an enemy I'm kind of afraid of, though. And it's not you. Fireball to the face. Now, it's not worth going all the way back to the castle to heal up at this point. The shop here is even better than in Garenham. Because here you can buy the iron armor, which is an insane good piece of armor. Steel armor is even better than that, but the price is really outrageous. You can't buy the chainmail here, but with the iron armor here, that's not really as big of a problem. A lot of the enemies here hit hard with magic, so getting better armor is not quite as helpful as you would probably think, though it will come in handy with an area that I'll be visiting later. You do kind of want to wait a little bit before you go to like the next cave area, or the next dark area I should say. Hot spring bath. Huh. How steamy. Have you been to that in south of here? No, I haven't yet. Moldar is in the south. What if I say yes, though? There are strong monsters there. You must be much stronger than you look. Oh, screw you, buddy. If you search here, you find the pixie flute, actually. This is a hidden item that is really useful later on in the game. Now, in the original game, you couldn't search anything for items. Now you can. So you find the cloth, which I will be able to sell now, since I already have one. String Seed. This is new to the remake. These started in Dragon Warrior 3, and they actually permanently increase your stats. And I'm going to be safe scumming to get the best effect out of them. 3, huh? Let's see if I can do better than that. No? Let's try that again. No. No. Come on. Come on. Can I get at least 4? Come on. I'll try a few more times to get more than that. I think I got 4 one time, but it seems to be a rarity. I won't waste too much of you guys' time, though. I'll just stick with 3. But yeah, that's pretty useful. You find a lot of these seeds throughout the game, and over time, they can give you a ton of stats, making the game even easier than it already was. Uh-oh. Powder Puff? What? I'm going to save state before this, because I'm not sure about this. Yeah, this is a really uncomfortable reference that this series does a lot. If you don't already know what this is referencing, they're referencing a Puff Puff, which, if you don't know what that is, it's basically where a guy like a Puff Puff massage is basically where you lay on your belly and a girl massages you with her boobs. Basically, it's weird. like I know it's a big Japanese thing, and you know they can like what they like, but I admittedly never found the fascination with that. Gotta be honest. Yeah, these two over here, you get a little world building here. Basically, like a boyfriend that this girl had left town and her to go seek his dream. To search for keys. Oh, it was his wife, not his girlfriend. Well, that's really bad. Like, yeah. So he abandoned his pretty wife to search for keys. That's pretty bad, I gotta say. Yeah, that is really shameful, man. You should be ashamed of yourself. Believe it or not, it actually gets worse, because we can track him down later, actually. There's a locked door over here. We can't get in. Without keys, of course. And we won't be getting keys for a little while, actually. We get another hint that there's a pretty woman in the cave south of Cole, which is the town we're in. Again, we won't be doing much with that till way later in the game. Now here we have a warp wing. I want to buy one of those. Now it's worth noting that the prices for items have been drastically reduced. Herbs used to cost 24 apiece, and the wings cost like 70 in the original, which was pretty damn ridiculous, pretty bad. So I can understand why they changed that. Yeah, but we're at level 5 now already. In the original, you had to be like level 7 to survive here for any decent amount of time, and yeah, that was pretty sad. There's an enemy here that's kind of scary. Like, he hits so hard for this part of the game. And it takes about 3 fireballs to kill him. But I will be able to manage it as long as I'm at full health. I do get a bit nervous when I have 1 spell left, though. So I hope he doesn't pick then to show up. No, but we have a new enemy. It's a scorpion. Yeah, he has a lot of defense. I'm not going to be doing more than 1 damage to him. He has a lot of HP, too. Thankfully, we have the fireball spell. He gives the most experience, except for the hardest enemy here. Which is a bit of a rare occurrence, thankfully. If he wasn't, then this would be painful. Now, in the original game, you used to be able to leave coal to the north, but now there's a tree in the way preventing you from doing that. I've never been a fan of that change, because now I have to go all the way south to leave, and that wastes time. But thankfully, this isn't really a problem. Now, we do fight spookies a few times here, but not very often. You usually fight enemies like this, and I'm totally okay with that. They give a lot more, after all, so... I still don't trust my strength to fight enemies like that without a stronger weapon, so I'm gonna continue to be abusing the fireball attack a lot. Except for spookies, which are so pathetic at this point that I could one-shot them. Alright, see if I can get that one enemy to show up. Don't know if he'll show up or not. It's... Ooh, level 6 already. Jeez, really? Oof. Alright. I got 4 strength from that. I'm gonna try my luck. With the Magician Magic keys. Because I might actually be able to beat them effectively without magic at this point. Let's see. 7 damage. Yep, I can. Great. Awesome. And that's just with a club. Now, let me just point out that weapons like the bamboo pole and the club were pretty let's see. I don't think I'm going to be able to hurt you much. Let's see. Well, that was a critical hit, so that doesn't count, but I'll take it. But yeah, the 2 beginning weapons generally didn't last you very long, and you couldn't wait to actually upgrade to a better weapon. In this game, they're lasting you quite a ways into the game before you need to upgrade. It's pretty ridiculous. Like, so ridiculous. Just how long this has lasted me. Okay, let's try this again. 2 damage. 3 damage. 3 damage. 3 damage. Ah! Just took my word for it. Like, it takes a lot of hits. I'll just use Fireball in this one, and then just go to the end. As soon as I can purchase the hand axe, I will be decently prepared for my next destination, which is the mountain cave. They say you need to be at level 9 to survive there. Mostly because of the magic you get at level 9, but more than that, some enemies in there can hit pretty hard. Like you fight enemies in there that are from a region. Here's the guy I was talking about. The skeleton here. You do like 5 damage, he does 10. Like that's a lot, and he can sometimes strike first too. Yeah, do you see how much that healed me? Like a good 30 HP, man. That's ridiculous. Yeah, you don't see this guy often, but when you do, he gives you a lot. But, he also deals a lot of damage too, so you really gotta question if it's worth it to you or not. Personally, I think it is, so I'm gonna... What is with the critical hits these days? Like, I'm getting them all over the place nowadays. But alright. Not quite enough to one-shot you yet, but... I just have a club, so that's to be expected. Although not for very long. I just need about 60 more gold. And you're not helping me reach that goal. He needs to go away. I'd love another skeleton. Well, I have the MP to make him, you know, feasible. Because, yeah, that's not exactly what I'd call a fun time. I don't think you can fight them up here, but I won't swear by that. Okay, I have enough. Let's get ourselves a nice little axe. Certainly will do more damage than a club. A good old iron axe. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Gonna go and sell our club for just a little bit of money. And yeah, let's do this. At this point, the only thing that's going to put up a threat at all is going to be the skeleton. And even then, I could probably skate by without using the fireball spell on him. Which in the original had the best name ever. It was the hurt spell. The spell that brings the hurt. It was great. You also get a fancy animation with it where you strike down on an enemy. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, I'm pretty much going to be one-shotting like all these enemies. Now, at this point, I'm going to be using those wings that I got. Oh, I forgot to sell the warp wing. I mean, the cloth. Let's sell that, shall we? Just for a tad little more amount of money. Also, I'm going to need to buy some torches. Since I only have one now. Because I saved the one I used before, since I loaded by state. And yeah, I'm also probably going to want to bring some herbs with me too, actually. I'm going to want to carry at least 3 torches. I'm also going to want to get a map out. The herbs are going to be far more important, though, I will say. Because I'm going to want to save as much of my MP as humanly possible here. And I'm just going to point out that what I'm doing is really dangerous, and you really shouldn't do this. Like, do what I'm about to do this early on. But you get a lot of experience gun gold in there, which saves me time for later. So that's why I'm doing it now. I made sure to at least get the hand axe. I should also get the chainmail, but I'm afraid that will take a while. Do I want to get the chainmail or just save up for the iron armor at this point, though? I don't know. We'll see what happens. I might not be able to survive this at all, because this is the first time I've attempted it at this early on in levels. I'm usually at least level 7. Now, just keep in mind, the place I'm about to go to, the recommended level is level 9 in the original, and even then, that is generous. Like they said, you can survive at level 9, but I didn't do it till level 10 in most of my playthroughs on that one. And even then, I still had to bring herbs, and I still had to make sure that I didn't stay in the cave for too long. It was pretty dangerous. And even in the remake, when things are generally easier, things can still be a bit tricky, hence why I'm being so prepared. Also, I'm going to be using a map. I'm definitely going to be using a map. So just a moment. I'm going to be seeing if I can go through my history here the last time I played this. Yes, I still have it in history, and I have the map right here. Let's see. Yep, there it is. Good to know. Okay. I can't look at the people commenting on YouTube, though, while I'm looking at the map, so if you're saying something, I won't see it until I am clicking away to actually check on it. Which I'll be trying to do periodically, but I do need the map up for most of this. Because this is definitely going to be a little bit on the tricky side. A little bit. Like, it's not super hard, like where enemies are gonna one-shot me and shit. But it is gonna be a little bit tricky, a little bit difficult. Since my defenses are gonna be low, very much so. I mean, look at that. Oh, level 7, what do you know? Well, that'll certainly help. I got the sleep spell. I'm never using that. Like, seriously. Okay, since I just leveled up, I'm gonna go to the inn up here, just so I'm at full strength. Let's see. Actually, you know what? There's some strong enemies down there. Let's see how long it takes me to get 300 gold. I forgot that the enemies around the cave before you enter are the same ones that are near Cole. Yeah, the ones that are over here. I'm not too far from the town. And let me just use speed up here. And let me just hurry up and get some stuff going on. There we go. I got the stream page back up. A slime, really? Why am I getting slimes all of a sudden? Oh, are they just on the left side? Like the strong enemies? That's weird. Well, not apparently true. You know what? I'm just gonna go a little farther down here then. Yeah, that sounds like it's working out. Oh, we see these guys too sometimes. 15 damage? Really? Jeez, I didn't think the hand axe was that great. But alright. Well, I have enough, so let's go ahead and get us that chainmail. Man, that TV is loud in the other room, jeez. But yeah. This next part of the game, I could save till later, but if I wait too long into the game, though, the experience in gold isn't quite as useful in there, and that just means I would be fighting a lot of battles for nothing, just to get to a few chests. I'm gonna actually be doing this earlier than usual, just so I can get a lot of experience in gold in the meantime. With the chainmail, I'll have a lot more defense to go with. Yeah, a good 8 defense will certainly be helpful. That's a much better armor than I've been wearing all this time. I've been basically wearing a shirt to ward off enemy attacks, whereas now I actually have chain links on my chest that actually can be much better at defense. It's not the same as a full plate of armor, but I'll be getting that later, don't you worry. I also have a shield. Like, I keep forgetting I have a shield. That can also deflect attacks sometimes, but, you know, that's how it goes. That's how this usually goes. So, yeah. Yep, that's how it goes. Now, if you go to the south there, you go to an area that you really shouldn't go to. Wow, you can still deal like 7 damage. That's a lot. And that's why I brought the herbs, actually. Okay. Go ahead and get this out. And... oh boy, I'm gonna have to make sure to plan my route very effective here. I don't think the torch actually starts going out unless you've been so many steps. Okay, so I'm gonna go this way. Okay. And at the 4-way direction here, you want to go to the right. Ugh, freaking enemies. And this is a pain. Okay. Yeah, the enemies I could have done without, but, you know, whatever. Gotta make the case challenging somehow. Aside from the dark passageways, of course. Okay. You want to go over this way, around this water, this pool of water right here, because there's a chest if you go all the way around. And I want to get that. May as well, right? And over here we have 350 gold. Oh, that's helpful, yes. Now, once you go all the way around... ooh, we have a new enemy, the Eider. Used to be called the Druid before. And it gives a decent amount of stuff, actually, for as easy as it is. Okay. Once you can go south around the water, you should. Then you go to the left. Go up. Left again. And you want to go north. Now, you can go one of two ways at this point. If you've already been to Remodar and gotten some keys from that dangerous town area, you can actually go to the left and down to take a shortcut. But since I don't have keys, I have to take the long route. Once you find some pillars, you know you're going the right way. Since that's supposed to be an indicator of which way you're going. Oh, you did 3 damage that time, you asshole. Okay, I'm still doing relatively good here. Got a spooky, that's pathetic. Okay. Okay, here's where the tough enemies are at. So you want to be fully healed at all times. Now, you want to go this way. We got a droll. Okay, you're not so bad. Out of all the enemies, this is what you want to run into. 18 experience, 30 gold. Okay. You want to go south and go to the right. Skip that direction, but go up to this one. To find 670 gold. Nice. Okay, another droll. Good, good. Keep giving me these. They barely put up a fight compared to what else they could be fighting. Ooh, level 8. I won't object. Yeah, give me some more of those nice stats. Okay. If you continue going to the right from here, you find another chest with another torch. I think I'll be using that very soon. Okay. At this point, you want to go to the right and go down. A skeleton, okay. I was gonna say that's still not so bad, and I would be right. Okay. You need to go to the left right here. All the way to the left. And want to go up? Ooh, this is bad. Oh, fireball. Is that enough? Can I kill you now? Oh, never mind. My attack does just as much. I'm impressed. Okay, definitely want to heal. Okay. Ah, jeez, the battles. A poltergeist. Okay. Fireball. Ouch. Okay, you're not so bad. The Iron Shield. This is why you never want to buy one. You get one for free by coming in here. Yeah, I'll take that extra defense. Why not? Okay. A Drakima. You can put me to sleep with the sleep spell. I do not like that. You can also heal, which is pretty annoying. Thankfully, they can also use Fireball, but Fireball and Sleep, but they tend to attack more than anything else, so not so bad. Once you see a red carpet, you follow it to the south to get the War Ring. No. Really? I'm out of item stock? Huh. Okay, fine. I'll just discard a torch. The War Ring is virtually useless. It does not... You can equip it, but it does not increase your stats at all. So equipping it is relatively pointless. I've been told that it might increase the odds of your strength going up after a level, but I haven't really seen that that's true. And it's not like you would need that anyway. So, if you go all the way to the south here, into this room at the bottom, you get 2 chests. We got ourselves a Mystic Nut, which is another permanent stat booster. 5 MP, yes, I'll take it. Strength Seed, awesome, okay. 2, we can do better. Yeah, let's go with 3. I'm okay with 3. You know, the enemies aren't near as bad as I remember. Okay, you use Fireball. Now at this point, we just need to get out, and to do that, we go north and to the right here until we can go south. At which point we go south all the way we can, go to the left to work our way around the room, and then we just go north till we can't no more. And that will lead to the stairway back out of here. I can one-shot those guys now. Yeesh. I think I made the right decision coming in here at this level. Yeah, at this point, we're pretty much safe to do whatever. Yeah. Like, I am just defeating everything effectively. I've noticed that the enemies that I fought on the second floor seem like the really strong ones, aside from the Druin at least. Was pretty weak. Yeah, pretty weak. I almost lost my place here. Yeah, the first floor is a bit of a long one to get where you need to go, both when you enter here and when you're trying to leave. It takes a while to get back to that stairwell. Man, I get to one-shot those now. Yeah, I've got a lot of gold now. And a lot of stuff to sell. Oh boy, okay, so go to the left right here, go south. Okay, where's this? Okay, so I go north. And at this point we're virtually out, and my torch never went out a little bit. Wow, seriously. So I only needed 1 torch, that's amazing. Gonna go ahead and toss this one, because torches are about to be useless. So, let's see, we got a lot of gold from the chest, we got some stat boosters, we got a free iron shield, and a war ring that's virtually useless. Go figure. I wonder how much it sells for, though. It might sell for a pretty penny, I don't remember. So yeah, everything at this point is a joke. Like everything in this area is a joke now. So we can essentially go to the next area at this point. Before I do that, however, I will be purchasing a pretty decent armor upgrade at Cole before I step forward. I will also save on my way there. Let's see what I can sell. I can sell their shield. That's 45 gold. Figures. The War Ring has always been kind of an enigma with people. Like, it used to be called the Fighter's Ring, and most people really don't even know why it's in the game. Since even in the remakes, it doesn't seem to do anything. Like, there have been legends about it, but never anything substantial that could be easily proven. Mysterious indeed. I know in future games, it actually will change your personality in some games, or it actually increases your critical hit rate, or in the monster games, it improves how much HP you get, I think. But in this game, does nothing, really. Which is probably why it sells for so little. It's just weird why they kept it in the game. Let me go ahead and check my actual stream to see if... Well, it seems to be working. Okay. Okay, that's pretty nice to know. So we have 46 HP, 29 MP. That's a pretty decent amount of stats, all things considered. I don't think I'm gonna have too much trouble going to the next area. Although we're not quite at level 9 yet. The good news is that the next cave that we need to go through, unless you want to explore the full thing, it is extremely easy to get through, like effortless. If you've been through it at least once, you know exactly what you have to do to get through it. And since I've been through it more than once, I know what to do. So I don't need a torch or anything. Yeah, I have a ton of money to spend. I'm going to be buying that iron armor. At least I think that's what it's called. The one that costs 1,000. Before I go to the next area. Because the next armor upgrade won't be for a very long time that I want to go after. So this is as good a time as any to get this one. Plus, you get so much gold in this next area anyway, it's not really going to be a problem to get gold for the next upgrade. So, you know, whatever. If there's one thing about this game that I think kind of sucks, though, is that the game doesn't give any real direction for when new monsters start showing up. Like, I know this because I played the game before, but it's really easy for new players to get completely wrecked by new enemies without even realizing when they show up. Like, there's not a real good way of indication for when that happens. And I know people would be like, well, that's what experience is for. They know to avoid those places next time. I don't know. That seems kind of screwed up. Like most RPGs, even in the early days, tended to have some way of warning a player when they were about to go to a new area or a new territory. Like even Dragon Warrior 2, I think did a much better job with this than Dragon Warrior 1 did. Because, like in that area where the mountain cave was at, if you went just slightly south to the east, you would suddenly run into monsters that are a good 3 areas ahead of you in terms of difficulty, and they would wreck your shit like nothing else. I think that's kind of messed up. Like I don't get why there was such a leap in difficulty in that area so soon. Okay, now with this new cave, you just need to go south. Like for most of the cave. There's enemies in here too, but they're pretty weak. Nothing to worry about. You go south. Quite a ways. Yeah, it's a pretty long walk south. Until you don't see the screen moving at all anymore. Then you go to the right twice, south twice, right twice, right again, and again. Go south as much as you can. Go to the left as much as you can. Go north once, and then just go left. And you're out. That's it. Like, it's a very simple route to get out. Like, it's extremely easy. Heal up all that poison that walked in. And let's just continue this to go through this area. But yeah, I kind of feel like this game could have a little bit better warning for how dangerous an area is. At least here you go through a cave to a new area. So monsters should obviously be stronger here, you would think, so... And they eventually do get stronger as you get nearer to the town. But in that mountain cave area, yeah, those strong enemies just ambush you, and you can easily get game over there. I think that's mean to do that to like new players. But hey, we're in a new town, and new town means new stuff to do. There's an item shop, which did not exist in the original. He even says, I'm a traveling merchant. Right here is fine for business. Yeah, this wasn't here in the original. They added that. Because not having an item shop here was annoying in the original game. Sorry, ma'am. You don't mind if I check your drawer, though, do you? A warp wing? You don't mind if I borrow this, do you? You're saying the same thing, okay. Okay, I'll leave you to your business, lady. Just don't mind me. I'm just trying to get help to stop the Dragon Lord is all. Oh, sorry. Draco Lord in this. They changed the name ever so slightly. From Dragon Lord to Draco Lord. I don't get why, really. I've never seen you before. Can you stay at our inn? We desperately need the business. like seriously. Made of a rainbow. Huh. That doesn't sound like the most dependable bridge. Gonna be honest. Sure, I'll give that info to Lodo's descendant. Hint, hint. Wink, wink, you know. But, what? Whoa! What the? You're outside of the town. Huh? That's interesting. Could I get outside of the town's borders as well? Maybe. Even a warrior should wear a ring. It's a form of etiquette. Yeah, well, I'm not wearing that stupid ring because it was useless to me. Ah, you know who I am. No, I haven't. Not yet, anyway. And if I say yes... Yeah, Rain and Sun come together. Along with the news that we need to form a rainbow bridge, you can pretty much put two and two together here. Again, they're referencing Dragon Warrior 3 here, since there were technically two worlds in Dragon Warrior 3. The world we're in right now was called the Dark World. And this is the one who left to find keys. So, yeah. He kind of got what was coming to him, honestly. Can't say I feel sorry for him, honestly. He was being kind of a jerk. Oh yeah, I've talked to you. Now, if you recall, he came here in search of keys, though. But I am not seeing a key shop anywhere in the town. That's quite mysterious. Nothing useful in the dresser, but upstairs. Yeah, me either. Yeah, there is a shrine in the coal area, but I intentionally avoided it, because there's nothing we can do there yet. So, you can quickly find out. You go outside of the borders of the village, slightly. Like, if you go too far out the border, then you will leave town. But you can actually go outside of the border of it, near the water, and talk to people. Nina? What is this, Breath of Fire? No, actually, I believe this is also kind of something that wasn't in the original, but I admit I could be wrong about that. Yeah, you can do a back and forth here to help these people out. Yeah, this is actually a hint that I think they added to the remake to help people find where that flute is at. However, I'm gonna go ahead and do a proof of concept that will make you leave town. But there's another use to coming up here. Do you have anything to say? No, same thing. Okay. If you continue to go this way, then you actually can find a secret location. This is where you buy keys. See, it's called Draco Lord instead of Dragon Lord. I don't get it. Ooh, Defense Seed. I'll take that. Ooh, 4 guard instead of 3. Yes. And 123 gold. That's useful because keys cost money, so that kind of helps make sure we don't have to spend unnecessary money getting the keys. So yeah, that's nice. And we can use the keys in this very village, actually, to find a chest over near the inn. So let's do that. In the original game, this was a respawning chest that had a Wings of the Wyvern in it. But now they changed it to where it's a life acorn instead. Far more valuable. Sadly, they do not respawn now, but still, you know, it's pretty nice. And I'm going to replenish those 2 keys I spent, and then it's time to get some experience in gold, because The next actual destination we won't be strong enough to do for a little while, since some of the enemies in there are considerably more difficult than what I can afford to be fighting at level 8. Yeah, I would never be stupid enough to try that. We have ourselves a metal scorpion. Being made of metal, it has a high defense. Magic tends to pierce it, but honestly, I don't think it's worth it. I need to save 1,500, up to 1,500 gold now. It doesn't take long to get that here, thankfully. Sometimes the enemy will guard, and it takes half damage. It's kind of a free turn for you, but it delays the fight. They give a lot of experience in gold, though, compared to what we were getting before, so that's nice. Got ourselves a skeleton, which at this point in the game no longer is a threat. Like, not even close. Trying to get some of these new creatures fought. But they keep sending me these things. Okay. Alright. Come on. Oh, come on. Enough. There's still one creature in this area I haven't shown off yet. And he's being very irritating. There he is, the wolf. This guy would hit so hard in the original game. And he has a lot of HP. He would have a lot of HP too. Even in the remake, it takes like 3 hits with like my hand axe. In the original, like, it would be so hard to kill him. The recommended level for Remoter, by the way, is level 9. But even then, that's barely enough to survive in the original game. Whereas here, I'm having no problem at level 8. A lot of that is thanks to the stat seeds, though, and me safe scumming with them. Otherwise, I think I would be having a slightly harder time, but not much. Now, the Druid can be a bit dangerous, because they can put you to sleep. In the remake, they made them a lot easier to deal with, because their HP isn't as high, and you deal a lot more damage in the remake. Meaning you can kill them in like two hits. So if they don't put you to sleep in the first, then you're fine. And even then, you're still gonna be fine if your health is at max. Because it'd take them a while to knock you down. Also, heals for a lot more than it used to. So you can get yourself up to full within a single heal. Making it almost impossible for them to take you out now. So that's handy. Oh, I have enough to buy a new weapon, actually. The last weapon we'll be getting for a while, actually. The Steel Sword. It's not a huge upgrade, but it helps. And it's the best weapon we're going to be getting for a while anyway, so... The next thing that's on the itinerary is the magic armor. It has the same defense as the steel armor, which is cheaper, but the magic armor is special. It has magical healing properties that heal you every couple of steps that you walk. That is insanely useful. It almost makes healing unnecessary for most of the game. So... So that's our next task. It does cost a lot of gold though, so we're gonna have to wait a bit before we can afford that. The good news is that we've pretty much caught up on armor I need to buy. The spell Radiant I got, by the way, lights up dark rooms, making torches virtually useless. Also, the light that it gives off is twice as good as a torch. So, yeah, you don't really need torches anymore. It does cost MP to use, 2 MP per use, but it lasts so long that you barely need to replenish it once you use it. I could one-shot them now. And now I'm like level 9. Yeah, that's pretty insane. In the original game, those were a nightmare enemy because they would put you to sleep so often in the original. And because healing wasn't as effective as is in this, and your stats were generally lower too, it made coming here very risky early on. Usually people waited till level 10 because the Druids, called Warlocks in that game, weren't as dangerous then. Since you had a spell later on, they could deal with them better, but still, like, they were still a force to be reckoned with, though, especially if they snuck up on you. In this game, they're barely a nuisance at best, so... I think at this level I could probably take on harder enemies now. Maybe. Let's see if I can get away with it. It's a bit of a risk. Like, seriously. You're typically not supposed to fight enemies like this to, like, recommended level 12. And even then, some enemies would be hard to deal with at that level, but... let's see. I think they first start showing up, like, down here. Trying to see when they first show up. Okay, the middle scorpions can technically show up too, in the new set of enemies, so... Ah, here we go, the Wolf Lord. Now the Wolf Lord will try to cast Stop Spell, which will stop you from casting spells. But the thing is he does it so often that he wastes his turn, because you're not going to be using spells on them too often. So, yeah, that's kind of pointless. There's a specific enemy I'm waiting to run into, though. And it's not you. You're a stronger version of the skeleton. You do slightly more damage with your attack, and you can also heal with the heal spell. Annoying to be sure, but not too big of a threat, though. Just a big annoyance. Here's what I was waiting for, the gold man. Man, look how... just look how, like, gorgeous it looks with all that gold, man. I didn't mean for that to be a pun. He can also guard, but... Now, you want to be careful. He can hit kind of hard. Keep heals at the ready. In the original, they were much more dangerous to take on and could kill you quite easily at this level. But they're worth it. 6 experience, which is crap. But 650 gold. In the original, they only gave like 175. But that was still a lot more compared to what the other enemies were giving off, which I think was only as high as 30 to 40 gold. So, yeah, very nice, I will say. Certainly wouldn't mind fighting more of those guys. Level 10. Wow, that was a really good level all around. Learn Stop Spell. This is, in the original, this is what you needed to feel safe coming here, because the Warlock, at that level, it would take a few hits to kill him, and if he put you to sleep, then you'd be taking a lot of damage before you woke up. Not pleasant to be sure. Sometimes you could even die, like if it took you forever to wake up. It was... a very unpleasant thing. They did make magic casters a lot weaker in the remake, so that they're not near as dangerous. Like, you notice that their attacking spells can never do what yours can. Conversely, enemies' healing spells also can't heal what yours can. I think they heal no more than 20, whereas yours can heal up to 30. Normally they heal only about 15 or so, though. So it's no better than the heal spell from the original. So I'm actually glad for that they didn't get to benefit from the spell upgrades. Especially later on. You'll see what I mean about that. Another gold man. Yeah, they have a lot of health due to how strong they look. But the gold is always worth it, so that's nice. $29.21, alright. I'm only level 10. And yet, I almost feel like if I can take on a gold man with as much damage as they deal, I'm almost tempted to say that I could survive. In the grave at Garenham, which is the next, like, dungeon area, I have 6 herbs still. And herbs actually heal more than your heal spell, for the record. I think they can heal up to 40. So, let's see here. I think I'm going to actually try it. Since I need to save up a lot of gold anyway. And it'd be more exciting to watch me go through a dungeon than it would be me grinding all the time. So, let's see here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's try it at least. You need keys to get through it, and honestly, there's some things we can do with keys that I forgot about. The first thing I can show off, and I'm safe dating this, is using keys up here. In this building over here. This holy woman. Would you like some repellent to wear off monsters? It's not repellent, it's fairy water. Why did they change the name from the original? Repellent sounds dumb compared to fairy water. Fairy water is something you put on yourself, and the fairy water helps monsters stay away. I hate the fact that they changed it to that. And in later Dragon Quest titles, they actually called this Holy Water, which I think is a much better name than Repellent. But I won't be buying any of that. I don't think it's really all that it needed, and there's better use for your keys. For example, if we go over here, we have a locked door. And I have plenty of item space. And here is a treasury. Yeah, well, I guess I'm not a real hero then, because I'm about to steal your crap. 350 gold. We get our key back from the chest. A mystic nut. Well, we know how useful those are by now. 5 MP. And an agility seed. Oh, they'll be slightly helpful. 2. Yeah, let's go with 3. So that's what that key is used for. But we have another locked door over here. Now if we go over here, we have some people to talk to. He's looking for the magical artifact of the castle, which is in the basement. Now, this is kind of a sneak peek to what we would see in Dragon Warrior 2. Which are priests that could revive your party members. Leon was healed completely. Yeah, instead, he just gives you a full heal. Now, you got multiple party members in that game, so being able to revive them was actually useful. Now, these are special holy barriers that if you step on them, hurt you a lot. Well, they used to hurt you for like 15, now they hurt you for like 7. Yeah, just 7. Yeah, that's a hint to get inside the grave of Garen, which I will be showing off very soon. Here's another key shop that's a lot closer, but they also cost more as a result. It's worth noting that the key shops were much more expensive in the original. Like, we're talking really expensive. And because of this, you tended not to want to use keys very often as a result. This game, it's not that bad. If you find the hidden basement, if you go around the castle, you will find this area. And whenever I think Sunstone, I think of the awesome Sunstone from Chrono Trigger, if you played that game. In this game, it just makes a rainbow bridge. In Chrono Trigger, it actually made a very powerful set of weapons and equipment for you. Yeah. Kind of wish I had access to that in this game, I'll say that much. And over here, we find an herb that I cannot use. I'll just waste one of them so I can get it. And over here, we get Life Acorn. Very nice. Like I said, these things are all over the place. You get all of them, and you're basically Superman. Well, once you get to a high enough level, at least. So yeah, that's all the locked keys in this area. Before I go to the Grave of Garen, let's check out Cole. There was a locked door in that town. And I usually forget about it, honestly. Also, on the way back, I'm going to be buying some wings to warp back as a shortcut. And I'm going to be showing off another thing that the remake does, which is great. Also, I'll be showing off the shrine here, just in case you're interested into what it does. Well, I say that, but most people who are watching this have already played this game to death anyway. I'm pretty sure. Well, maybe not. I've watched Hawkeye stream this series before, and people still ask questions about the series, so I'm like, huh. Maybe it's not as well known as I thought. Also, the music here ripped straight from Dragon Warrior 2. That's what we're actually going after next. Basically, we have to fetch the shiny harp for him, and I know exactly where it's at. The thing is that once we do this, we're pretty much set for a while when it comes to what we need to beat the game. There is one more thing that I need. I need the Sunstone, I need the Rain Staff that he's going to be giving me, but that by itself is not enough, and I will be showing you why when the time comes. Oh, stop it. Just let me get to town, please. How many keys do I even have left at this point? All of them? Really? Huh. Also, if you go over here and talk to this guy in the swamp, yeah, that sword he just mentioned, it's in the final dungeon. We will be getting it for quite a while. You can also use a key to get in here. Like, I don't know why you would, but you can. I don't get what that's there. Head for Mercado. That is the final town of the game, and we're not going to be getting there for a little while. That place is notoriously dangerous, even in the remake. Gonna go ahead and buy another warp wing, and I'm going to be using it. I could have saved me a key by just saving and loading a state, but I'm not too concerned. I could buy keys in the castle anyway. Yeah, believe it or not, if you have a map for like the next area, actually finding your way through it isn't as bad. Like there's not a lot of twisty turns really or anything. But there is, however, a group of monsters there. If you get far enough in, that can hit pretty hard. So it's less about getting through the dungeon and more about what you find in there that can kill you. And I haven't saved in a while, actually. Jeez. Actually, I don't even need to buy keys at this point, since I only need like one to actually get through the dungeon. Well, I actually need two, technically. But I think that's about it. I think I have like 5. Yeah, I have 5 keys. That's more than enough. I'm not going to worry about it, because I'm going to be taking another trip to Remoldar after I'm done anyway. Because I still have something to show off. Come to think of it, I really should have shown it off before I left, but I forgot. But, c'est la vie, I guess. It's gonna feel weird going back to Dragon Warrior 2. Because I'm so used to how this game works that getting used to that game again is gonna be weird. You need a key to get in here, and it's kind of important that you know that. How did you guys get in here, for the record? Not well, I'm afraid. Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, I haven't really taken your chest yet, buddy. Way to be paranoid. You find a torch, which I'm going to be immediately discarding, since I don't need it. The copper sword, which again, I do not need. I could sell it, but it wouldn't sell for much at this point. 630 gold. If you open up... Hold on. Pfft, asshole. Trying to save the world here, man. If you open the door and talk to this old lady here, you get a key back. Not sure what the point of that was, but alright. The hint said, seek out the darkness, or push against it. This is what they mean. In the original, that was hard as hell to figure out. How pleasant. Thanks? What? Oh, that was a ghost. Oh, that's totally not, that certainly doesn't make me feel optimistic. Okay, time to scroll to actually this new dungeon area. Okay, here we go. Now, this dungeon is bigger, I'll give it that, but it's not as hard to go through, in my opinion. The enemies are stronger, though, than the last area, so come prepared. Because you'll be here for a while. And when I say a while, I mean this place could be pretty long. I mean, it's easy to know where you're going, but I say that now. I didn't go far enough. Okay, there we go. But yeah, this place can be quite treacherous with the enemies inside, and you'll be here for a while, so... 5 HP, nice. Oh, I forgot, you get a key from a chest, so you really only need 1 key to go through all of this, at least the first time. Poltergeist again. Okay. Now that we have the 3 chests up here, really, if you know where you're going, you basically need to go over to this right wall and just go south for a bit. Until you get to some pillars, then you just go south this way. Then you see a door. You need to use a key to open it. And once you do, you basically just go to the left. Yeah, you guys are really not a danger at all anymore. It wouldn't even matter if you put me to sleep. If you go downstairs here, you have a room that has lots of stairways that lead to different areas. For example, if you go down this one, it takes you to a dead end. This can be intimidating, but believe me, it's not. Because the only ones that lead to bad areas are this one and the south one. But if you go to the left, these other 2 lead to different areas, one which has a chest in it. I'll be going to that one first. Let's see. I think this is the one I want. Need to find where that stairway is. Huh. I had trouble finding where this took me. Oh, I see it now. Yeah, that actually took a while for me to find on the map. Now we have a Droll Magi. Stronger version of the Droll. He can put me to sleep. But the damage he can deal isn't much worse than the Druid, so I'm not complaining. Hoo boy! Lots of experience in gold, though. Jeez. And we have a Dead Knight. This guy is actually from the next major area of the game. And he can hit pretty hard. Oh shit. Oh, that was pushing my luck. I forget that enemies can attack before you sometimes. And that does make me a little bit nervous. But as long as you're careful, he's not that big of a problem. This chest we get 243 gold. Okay, now we need to make our way back to the stairwell. And we find a Spectre, the hardest ghost type. Palette swap. He knows spells too, but as you can see, the damage isn't exactly strong. So, again, not much harder than a Druid would be, or a Druid, I should say. Okay, we got ourselves another Dead Knight. He knows the heal spell as well, and there he goes using it. But that's basically a free turn anyway. Wasn't taking the chance there. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty much the hardest enemy here, by far. Oh, jeez. Have we got an Eider Lord? You're not as bad. There we go. Okay. Now we go straight south to another stairway. This is the one I was thinking of, actually. Here, actually, it's not that bad. You go to the north here, and then you go the east path in this little corridor. And then you go east again once you go up here. Although it really doesn't matter. It leads the same way no matter what. And there's the stairway. And you go around this little wall here. Find yourselves another specter. And this leads to a stairway. Oh, and look at this. The shiny harp. Sadly, I can't read that grave. I'd be curious what the inscription is on it, but we'll never know. That's sad. Very sad indeed. Go ahead and heal up. Yeah, that'll help. And now time to get out. And we're still at level 10, really. I thought we would have leveled up by now. But, oh well. Time to get ourselves out of here. And I'm going to be casting Radiant again, because my light is running pretty thin. Yep. We're almost out as it is. I know this sounds like it actually didn't take that long, but that's only because I had a map out. And I was mapping my route out to be the quickest route possible to beat this place. If I didn't do that, and I was checking every single stairway and going every possible path, this place would take a little longer, and yeah, that's a bit of a thing. We don't need to do that, so yeah, let's just get out of here. Thankfully, I don't need to use another key to get through this door, so we're good. Yeah, we're good. Let's get out of here. We got other things that I could be showing off that isn't this place, and I'm okay with that. Let's see. Go up here, and deal with another Drakima, and I'm gonna use speed up here just so I can hurry this up. Come on. Oh, low level up, finally. Ooh, wow. Jeez. What a level. And we're out. Well, so much for me supposedly dying here. Pessimistic ghost person. But yeah, we're out. Got ourselves a shiny harp. So, yeah. I do not have a Wing of the Wyvern, though, so guess what that means. Yeah, I'm gonna have to walk all the way back, which means I'm gonna be doing a lot of speeding up, because screw that. Yeah, I'm not making you guys sit through... Like, unless you guys really want to, I'm, like, gonna... Yeah, I'm just gonna... Like... Speed up as much as possible, because... Yeah... Still don't quite have enough for the magic armor, but... I'm close. Let's see... We're running out of inventory space here, so it's time to show off something that I meant to show off a long time ago, actually. We've been streaming for 2 hours. I wonder when I should stop. Like, I don't think I'll be able to beat the entire thing in one sitting. I mean, I might be able to, but we'll have to see on that. It is getting pretty late. And I think I still have a good hour and a half of gameplay left before I get that far. Yeah, that can be a thing. But, we'll see what happens. I might be using speed up a lot more, like, as we start winding down to just grinding. Because, yeah, I don't really want to make you guys go through a lot of trouble. Why did I come here? There's nothing I can do here anymore. No, I need to go to Cole. Oh, that's right, I was going to show off... Oh. Man, my memory is bad these days. Okay. In the inn area, there is something we can do. Oh, and there's a locked door here I forgot to show off. How many keys do I have? Plenty. What's in here? Nothing useful, really. Huh. Well, that's certainly a hint. Because the flute, that we have used to be called the fairy flute, but now it's called the pixie flute. And if you go over here... Oh, here's a free warp wing. Wish I would have known about that before. Yeah. In the original game, that was definitely important to know, and some areas are really bad about that. But anyways, you might see another inn? No, this is storage, something that was added for the remake of the game. You can actually save items and gold. Saving gold is important, since you can die and not lose half your gold. And you can save it in 1,000 gold increments, and that's actually really useful. But more useful than that is item storage. Like, you can store stuff like the sunstone and the well, I have nothing else I can really store that I'm not going to be using, but once I get the rain staff, we'll be storing that as well for the time being, because I don't really need it for anything. Until we get to the end of the game, at least. Well, actually, that's technically untrue. There is one thing I might show off still. Because there is the Sacred Shrine south of Remoldar, which you do need the Sunstone and the Rain Staff to do something with. There is a catch. but I'll be showing off what that is. I swear. Yes, I did. Now, if you have the shiny heart before you even come here, he will give the same old shtick, but at the end of his dialogue, he'll say, "Oh, wait, you already have the shiny harp? Huh." I love that too. It's like you're just waving it in front of him while he's talking, and he just is like, "Well, aren't you a smartass?" But yeah, now we have the rain staff. Now, people who have played some of the other games realize that the rain staff used to be capable of, like, shooting lightning bolts during battle, but you can't do that in this game, unfortunately. It never got the upgrade that it got in future games, so it's just a key item. I'm going to be going to call real quick to get another warp wing. Well, never mind, I already have one. So, never mind. Let me go ahead and get that sunstone back out to show something off in the remote R region. And then it's probably going back into storage, most likely. The first chance I get. And I need to take, not save. There we go. Yeah, that's the stuff. Okay. Back to Remodara with us we go. And I'll be staying there until I buy the magic armor. What's with all the slammed doors in our house? Jeez. Now, there is something we could probably do while I'm here. Maybe. I'll save state before I do, just in case, but... there is a powerful beast here that I could be taken out. If you explore more of this place, you will find this alcove here. Go and deal with these weaklings. You need a key to get in here. Thankfully, I have one. And... save state? And there's a dragon here. Whoa. A dragon. He does a lot of damage. Thankfully, I have healing. Man, you're making me burn through a lot of this. Damn. He keeps alternating whether he attacks first and whether he doesn't, forcing me to heal a lot more often than I would normally have to. Oh jeez, man. Stop it. I don't know if I can win. Oh, never mind. Yes, I can. Now, if we do this, we actually find the princess here. That was kidnapped by the Dragon Lord and set captive here. Now, here's the thing here. You get special dialogue if you wait till the end of the game to rescue her, so I'm going to be waiting to do that. But I did actually kill the dragon that gave me a lot of experience in gold, so it was worth it. I still have enough to get to Remoldar, so... But yeah, I fought him a little bit earlier than what they expect. And here's the thing about that dragon fight. In the original game, he was just your normal everyday dragon. Like, you know, he's a lot of HP, hits kind of hard. But as long as you come prepared, you can defeat him pretty easily. In the remake, they actually turned him into more of a boss. He has a lot more HP, hits a little bit harder than a normal dragon probably would. But he gives a lot more experience in gold as a result. It feels like a much more epic battle than the one from the original, and I can appreciate that. I can definitely appreciate that. It definitely feels like... Ooh, new level up. It actually feels like... Ooh, I can go outside of areas now. But anyways, it felt like a boss creature that the Dragon Lord would put in charge of protecting his hostage, you know? And I'm totally okay with that. I do feel sorry for speedrunners, though, that want to do 100% speedruns. Because now the dragon is tougher, it makes it a bit harder to plan speedruns around rescuing the princess. I don't think you need to for speedruns, though, so some people might just skip her out right now and not count her as 100%. Well, no, she gives you an item. You would technically still have to rescue her, though. Oh, that was weird. Okay. my internet just went on the fritz for a second. I actually hope that doesn't affect the stream. I really hope it doesn't affect the stream. That would suck. That would suck indeed. Do I have anything I can sell? No, I don't. Surprisingly, I do not. And we're not going to be doing any, like, dungeon areas till the end of the game at this point, so that sucks. Like, there is an enemy-infested area we'll be going to later, but it's not exactly a dungeon, so... So yeah, outside of that, it's just the overworld areas that we'll be dealing with later, and... Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a thing, like the next major area we're going to. I'm a bit nervous. If you are truly a hero of Loto's blood, prove it with Loto's seal. Be gone, you fool! You asshole! What the hell? Fine, see if I ever talk to you again, jerk. Okay, to be fair, we kinda have to beat the game, but jeez, man. Ooh, we have a new enemy, the Wyvern. He hits hard. Sort of. He hits about as hard as, like, the Dead Knight, but has a lot less health and defense, so... Not too big of a problem, but... Still worth a lot of stuff, though. Speaking of the Dead Knight, we'll be facing more of them very soon. Yes, we are. Yeah, these guys are a lot easier to take out now, since we have a lot more health. And defense, really. So, yeah, we still don't quite have enough, but... A few more enemies should do it. Okay, I was pushing my luck a little bit with that one, but... yeah, I'll probably get the gold I need on my way back, so... yeah, probably. I need 7,700. Come on. Yep, that's enough. Time to get our lovely shiny magic armor. And at this point, we have bought the last suit of armor that we can buy from a shop. That's an upgrade. Yep, that's it. There is technically another stronger piece of armor than this, but we won't be getting it from a store, though. No, we're not. We however still have one more sword to buy and one more shield to buy. The problem is that they're freaking expensive, and we need, in order to buy both, we need like 22,000 gold to get both items, and that's a lot of gold. So yeah, let's do something about that. And the best place to do that is down here. If you're not fighting goldmen, you're fighting these things, and they drop 100 gold each. So it's probably the safest option. Plus, you know, you get goldmen on occasion here, so... also, I forgot to really show off the magic armor. Yeah, this guy's doing some damage to me. I have 63 now. See? Every 2 steps, I get a health back. So, that's very useful. It definitely saves on healing. Oh, I killed you in 2 hits that time. Somehow. I think it was a critical hit, though. Yeah, this is the fastest way to get gold, definitely. Not the fastest way for experience, but honestly, experience isn't that important right now. Not right now. Gold is far more important. I'm going to be saving up till I get 9,800 gold, since that's enough for the weapon, at least. The armor, I feel, isn't as important. Okay, getting a little low here. Yeah, I'm going to be using 1 heal spell. Just so I don't get too low. Wow. I'm probably going to get another level before I get the gold. Yep, there it is. Or the spell return. I no longer need the wing of the wyvern. How nice. And I'm getting really close to that, actually. It's amazing how fast this feels when you're using speed up, isn't it? Yeah, some people might spite me for it, but I don't mind. Speed up is very nice in the Fall Fantasy enhanced ports, and it's useful here. I love abusing this shit. I feel like the Goldman spawning rate was increased in the remake, since they never used to be this easy to get. Almost. Yep, I got enough, so... Time for me to do something I really shouldn't be doing. And that's to take a big risk. Going to the next town, or attempting to reach the next town. This, like the level I'm at is really low, like level 13, for going to the next area. Also, I neglected to mention that the Grief of Garen, the recommended level is 13. That's the lowest level that you can feasibly accomplish it, but... the original, when I tried that, things would get a little dangerous, I will say. I did it, I would usually do it on at level 15 in that game, but in this one, as you saw, it's not near as bad. You just need to watch out for the Dead Knights, really. Okay, so... The next area we need to go to is the bottom path that, leading down from the mountain cave. And oh boy. Wait, did I save? I don't think I saved. Did I save? My bad memory strikes again. No, I better do it again just to be safe. Because this path is... kind of dangerous at this level. But I have the gold I need to purchase one of those new equips, so... I should do that. Oh, I forgot to buy keys. I have enough. Okay, that's good. That made me a little bit nervous. Just a little. I think as long as I had one key, that I'd be fine, but... Yeah, this area is relatively the same as last time, except now we're going to follow the waterway here and go this way. This actually leads to an area down here, which would have some pretty powerful monsters in it. Like Goldmen, Wolf Lords, Race, etc. Yeah, keep in mind, we just went from fighting freaking Magidrakes and, like, Scorpions to this. That's like a 3-area difference within, like, a few steps. That is ridiculous. Like, completely ridiculous. And we're about to fight even stronger monsters than that. Monsters that can really dish out the damage. You really want to rush to the town if you're doing it this early in the game. Basically, we got ourselves an Armor Knight. He can hit kind of hard. Yeah, he hits like for 19 damage. And it takes a few hits to kill him. Not the worst thing in the world, but... he can dish out the herd pretty fast. And here is some worse monsters to fight. Case in point. Oh boy. Oh boy, yeah, that guy doesn't have the most health, but he can dodge your attacks on occasion. And he hits very hard, like 20 plus damage per hit. The Shadow Knight is not to be underestimated. This guy, I'm running from. And I'm safe stating. That's why. Screw you. He knows heal more. It's pretty much a full heal. Heals him all the way back up to full if he can use it. I can stop his spell, but then that means he's going to be doing nothing but attacking me. I don't want that. Oh, and I forgot to store my items. I do have one more inventory spot, though. Nah. Nah. Go away, you piece of shit. Oh, hi, buddy. This is the golem. I'm gonna save state and show what happens if you fight this guy normally. Yeah. Yeah, let's not do that, shall we? The Pixie Flute acts like a sleep spell, but it always works on him. It never misses. You need to rely on this. Like every time he wakes up, do it again. You have to do this to win. Well, unless you're at an absurdly high level anyway. But usually you need to do this. Like, you cannot win otherwise in most cases. He has so much health too. Oh, he can attack before me sometimes. Oh, well, I would have won anyway. He gives you a lot of experience for beating him, though. Like, a lot of it. So yeah, that was a good level. Phew boy, I'm glad to be done with that. I know we're in the town of Mercado, I believe it's called. Yeah, Mercado, the fortress city. It's the most heavily fortified, but it's bound to fall eventually if we don't defeat the Draco Lord. Now if you go up here, this actually is a key shop, the last one in the game. I have a lot of money, so I'm going to go ahead and replenish my keys. And here is a hidden weapon shop in Mercado. There's so many shops in Mercado. It used to be called Cantlin. This place has shops that will sell you virtually everything in the game at one of the shops. But this is the shop everyone wants. The Flame Sword and the Silver Shield. So yeah, I have like the best sword I can buy now. There is the final sword, but we won't get that till the final dungeon, so... yeah, that's a thing. Now at this point, money isn't all that important to me, because I have to have an obscene amount of money for the next thing, and it's really not even all that important that I get that, and I'm still not fighting you. You are a cheater. I'll fight just about anything else, but not you. Fine. Freaking hell. I hate having to use stop spell on creatures. It's such a waste of MP. But if you don't use stop spell on him, you can't kill him efficiently. Not unless he's bone stupid and refuses to use heal more, which almost never happens. It is a pain in the ass to fight him. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get something while I'm here. There's a hidden item over here, but you have to be in a pretty dangerous area to use it. I mean, to get it. Here's the werewolf. He hits kind of... Oh my god. Freaking hell. I might die. No. Like, I barely beat him. What was with the dodging, dude? He was dodging as much as the freaking Shadow Knight. More so, even. And I didn't stay at the end. I should have. I might be able to go ahead and finish this, though. I pretty much know where this is located at. Like, there's something hidden in the Poison Marsh here. Yeah, here we go, the Lodo Seal. This is where this is located, and there's a person in Mercado that gives you a hint that you'll need in order to find this. But in order for that hint to help you, you need to actually rescue the princess. Because an item she gives you tells you the coordinates you need to find it. And I want a way to rescue the princess until the final dungeon, so I can show off something. That's a problem. But that's okay. So, yeah. I'm going to be storing a lot of stuff for now. Well, actually, no, I won't have to, because I have everything I need to actually get the item I need to beat the game with. I'm not going to really be doing that yet, because I'm not insane, but I will at least get everything ready. If for no other reason, just so I can, like, free up some inventory space. Because, yeah, carrying all the stuff with me does take up a lot of inventory. So if I can finally deal with that, then I will. I'm not sure why this of all games needed a limited inventory, because it's not like it adds to the challenge of the game. I mean, it did in the original, to be sure, but, like, this game, though, like the remake, I don't see the point of still having a limited inventory when you have storage in the game. Like, wouldn't it just make more sense to just, have a, like, full inventory that you could just use at any time? Like as much room as you need? I don't know. To me, it just seems kind of silly at this point to have that. I mean, at this point, all you're doing is wasting the player's time by forcing him to find a storage area, really, when he needs to put stuff in and take it out. I don't really see the point of that. It feels stupid to me. But anyways, let's go ahead and take this stupid Lodo Seal to this grumpy old man that hates our guts until we get this. Seriously, what the hell? I'm still not over that. That's dumb as shit. But we're finally gonna get what we need to open the way to the final area. At which point, I'm just gonna be training up till I'm a decent high level. And I also need to get the money for the Silver Shield. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Finally. Jeez. You know, when I think of something called a rainbow drop, I usually don't think of a pendant, but whatever. Shouldn't it be called like rainbow pendant or something, or a rainbow necklace or something? I mean, you've changed the names for a lot of other things, so why not that too? I don't know. Tradition, I guess? Now, in future games, this would probably be something that you would probably like be able to equip, and it would probably give you some sort of effect. I don't know what the effect would be for this. Maybe increases defense or strength, I don't know. Maybe makes you resistant to spells. I don't know. Probably resistant to fire and lightning is what it would do, since it's comprised of both fire and lightning, like artifacts. But, oh well. We've never really seen it appear in other games, so yeah. Let's go and use it though, shall we? Yeah, that makes a bridge that we can cross to get to the final area. But since I'm not doing that right now, it's unimportant. Yeah, we have some more, like slots in our inventory, but I can also make even more room. We no longer need the Lotus Seal or the Pixie Flute. They are useless to us. So let's do away with those. Yep, I've done away with that. Now, at this point, we can just casually go back to that area with, like, the knights and, like, the, actually, I think that's the only enemy we really saw of that area, because I rushed through it so quick. We've almost been doing this for 3 hours. The last time I attempted this stream, and it ended pretty terribly for me, I finished it shy of 3 hours. So this is relatively worse as an attempt. But I will admit I am taking my time more casually this time around. I'm not rushing it as much. So that could explain a lot. And I was using speed up a lot more during that playthrough. Okay, so there's technically an item I could get in here, maybe. The thing is, though, is it's kind of dangerous. I will save state before I try to see if this is a mistake, and it probably will be. Especially before Silver Shield. Fido's a werewolf. Okay, make sure I'm at full health. Save state. Yeah, this guy is a problem. Oh yeah, this guy's a big problem. Oh, yeah, this is... yeah. Oh, I beat him. He has a sleep spell, but he wasn't using it. I got so lucky there. But if you can beat him... he opens the way to the Lodo armor. The best armor in the game, obviously. And not only does it give better defense, but it also heals you for every step instead of every 2 steps. Making it amazing. So it's pretty awesome that I was able to get that so soon. We got ourselves a Rogue Scorpion. He's a stronger version of the Metal Scorpion, but by this point in the game, he's not that bad. If I didn't have the Flame Sword, it probably would have taken 3 hits to kill him, though. A Wraith, really? Another Rogue Scorpion. Man. Third Repel. Well, I no longer have to worry about weaker enemies annoying me anymore, since that will keep them at bay. But... oh, we have another Dead Knight, but at this point, not a problem anymore. Like, not even close. Jeez. We have ourselves a Magic Wyvern. Unlike the Star Wyvern, this one actually isn't all that bad. He knows the Sleep Spell, he knows Fireball, but at this point, the damage that this guy can do is pathetic. The Star Wyvern is tough because of its high physical attack power, and the fact that she knows Heal more. Ooh, Metal Slime. It fled. No, I'm not going to save scum the Metal Slime. You can, and it is the most effective way to handle them, but I think that's kind of cheap, considering of how much experience they get. I might show off how much they give you by the end of the game, but I never really feel like grinding them in this game. It doesn't seem particularly worth it, especially since experience now comes so easy. Still takes 2 hits to kill you. Now it's worth noting that he cannot avoid magic when you use it on him. It doesn't do as much damage, but if you want to guarantee to hit him, you can do that. So that's nice to know. With the Flame Sword and the higher strength from the level ups I've been getting, the Star Wyverns might not be as bad as they used to be. I still hate them though. Also, if you haven't noticed, sleep barely hits me in the remake. In the original, it was a lot more effective when the enemy would use it, and it would annoy you all the time. Also, I don't take damage from poison marshes anymore, and not from those barriers either from before. So that's another bonus to having this armor. Okay, let's see how this goes. Yeah. Can I beat you in 2 hits? No, I can't. Stop spell is still needed then. Man, I hate these things. They're so assholes. I dislike them very much. Ooh, we have another dragon. How long will it take to kill you? 2 hits. Not near as hard as the other one. It also doesn't give as much as the other one, but it still gives a lot. Oh, the Druid Lords. These assholes. I want to show off what they can do. Firebane. That does 27 damage, which is a lot. They also give a lot of experience in gold, which makes sense. Thankfully, they're not sending out too many of the of the Star Wyverns. That would be terrible. I spoke too soon. Now, you could eventually just power through them, eventually, using heal spells and a lot of luck, but I don't think that's worth it, though. Now, Stop Spell can miss on occasion, which is annoying, yes. Alright, I'm running a little low on healing here, so I'm gonna stick closer to the town. Damn it. Oh my god. Save state. Oh wow, this one's being a complete and utter asshole. Because Top Spell refused to hit. And he was doing a lot of damage to me. Or she, I mean. I always see the Star Wyverns as female, because of their color scheme. It might be a he, but whatever. I get gold a lot slower out here than when I was fighting the Goldmen, but I need a lot of levels. The final dungeon's hard. There we go. Jeez. Stop spell should never fail on those things. You need it to beat them. At least until much later. You have to be able to double hit them for Healmore not to be a problem. Man, they're not giving me time to walk around to heal up. Oh my god. Wait, was that 2 hits or was that 3? I think that was 3. I'll test it next time. Level 16. Ooh, 23 MP. Wow, that's a number. So yeah, that's definitely going to be useful. Now at this level, you could try to make a track through the Draculord's castle long enough to get that last weapon. But I want to get that shield before I do so. So yeah, that's not happening quite yet. Yeah, I'm barely pulling that off. Like, he spent a couple of turns not hitting me. Still match up Wyverns on occasion. Let's see, I'm doing 35 damage. Sometimes. Yeah, 3 hits. That's still a bit dangerous. At least until next level, but... Critical hit, okay. Yeah, I was really pushing my luck with that one. Swore I hate these things. They're about the most bullshit enemy in the game, honestly. Well, there's another enemy that can do that too, but it's not till like the final couple rooms of the final dungeon. So, you know, it's really not as bad by it's not really so bad once you get that far in, though. Because by the time you get that far in, odds are you're probably gonna have pretty close to the stuff you need to survive in there. Or at the very least, you're preparing for the worst. Whereas here, I think they pulled it on you too soon. Like the heal more bullshit. Because at this point, you really don't have a lot of high-powered methods to really fight it. Especially in the original. Because the required level to get here is level 15 at the earliest. And that's just to get to the town. Like, I don't think they intend for you to stay here very long after that. So that is definitely a bit of a problem. Like, in that, the amount of damage you can deal to the Star Wyvern is considerably lower, like about 20 or so. So beating it without using Stop Spell would be such a trial, even at high levels. So, yeah. And one more battle just to play it safe, and I think I have enough at this point. So yeah, that's nice to know. Oh, it's 14,800? Really? Come on. Oh, I can sell the magic armor. Forgot about that. Oops. Oh well. At least I'm done. And now money is useless. Like, I literally don't need it for anything but keys, herbs, etc. And you need very little for that, so... yeah, collecting money is useless. The good news is that means game over doesn't really mean anything to me, except just a little bit of backtracking every now and then. So that's nice. So yeah, it's time to go through the final dungeon. I may as well try to finish. Let's see, I'm at level 16. I need to at least be level 20 to stand a good chance at beating the game. I can get a lot of experience, though. In the Draculord's castle, once I get the final weapon of the game. And I'll be doing that in just a moment. I sure hope this streaming actually goes through. Let's see. Let me go ahead and refresh. And just take a look here. Yes, it looks like it's working pretty well. I just refreshed my stream on my side, and yeah, I'm not seeing any lag or anything. It just looks... dead, blame it. There we go. It just looks like it's running pretty well. Gonna use Repel to save some time here. This is pretty much what the repellent would do if I bought any from that secret shop in the town. It's not worth paying the money, though. You have to waste a key to go to the shop, and a lot of money to pile up on the repellents. I hate calling it that, but that's what it's called in this. And in a few of the other games, too, actually. I'm not a fan. Not a fan indeed. Now, the repel effect does not work in caves and dungeons, including the final dungeon. So don't waste your time with that. The good news is that I have over 100 health. So that's nice. And I have a lot of strength behind me. So yeah. My main goal is to get to the sword. And that's about it. That is about it. Everything else is just extra. However, just getting to the sword can be a bit of a pain, I will admit. Let's see here. How close to the next level? I think I need 17,000? It might be 18,000, but we'll see. Okay, good. Good. I don't really want to waste resources fighting them. They are a problem. Yes, okay. As long as they keep running away decently. These guys are technically even worse, though, because they try to cast sleep. And they hit hard, too, actually. And they have a lot more health to boot. Oh god, why? Ugh. Yeah, actually getting to the sword with my limited stats right now is a challenge. Okay, I'm 8 experience away from 17,000. Will that be a level? Can I just run, please? Yes, okay. Now, here's the thing about this. There's someone in Mercado that mentions about... Ooh, level 17, yes. Heal more, finally. Thank you. So now I can pretty much do a full heal. There's someone in Mercado that mentions about a hidden stairwell behind the throne of the Draco Lord. You need a key to get in here, by the way. Each time you come in here, you need a key. That was changed from the original. In the original, you didn't need a key. I guess they wanted to make this place have that extra little bit of difficulty. Yes, I'm save scumming. I don't care. I hate these things. Yes, I have heal more. Yes, that makes them a lot easier to deal with. But I don't care. I don't like them. I've been through this place so much that I don't even need a map for the most part. Oof. Speaking of, heal more costs 8 MP, but it heals a hell of a lot to compensate for that. Oh shit. Went the wrong way. But at least I'm about halfway there. So... Here's a blue dragon. Stronger version of the dragon. Simple as that. I like it when they breathe fire. It does overall less damage. 180 experience. Yowzers. That's very nice. Okay, that was pushing my luck a bit, but still, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Oh, the rock golem, called the Stone Man in the original. He has a lot of HP, low defense, oddly enough, but he has a lot of HP, and I should have healed. Never mind. Okay. Okay, I'm doing pretty good. I just gotta get there. Just gotta go down the stairway. Oh, shit, Radiant's going out. Then I just gotta follow this wall here. MP's running a little thin, but I do have herbs. Okay, wrong way. Now, once you start going upstairs, you know you're virtually there. Then you just keep going upstairs in these rooms. At which point, we fight a chest with a Loto sword. Look how shiny it looks. It's like the freaking Master Sword from Zelda. Oh, look at that attack power, man. Yes. Oh, man, that's beautiful. Okay. At this point, it doesn't matter if I die. I accomplished my goal. Dying doesn't really have any negative repercussions, except being chewed out by the king. So, yeah. I don't have a problem with it. So, I'm just gonna use up my resources. Mostly heal more. Until I die. If he would have attacked first, I would have died, but he didn't. And I'm at MP at this point. I'm not going to use my herbs, because there's really no point. It wouldn't heal that much anyway, so... Still, for as little MP as I had, I'm actually lasting quite a while in here. I'm surprised I didn't reach another level yet. I'm close. I might get it yet. It depends on who they send after me. Hey, if it's these things all the time, I don't mind. Oh yeah, I forgot you cast Stop Spell on me, on occasion. There's no point to it, but... Level 18, there it is. Really? Wow. Jeez. And how much am I doing at this point? 48 to you? Jeez. Still takes 4 hits to kill you, though, because you're a high HP count. You don't even give as much as a blue dragon. Well, sometimes they can kill you in 3 hits, but... You put me to sleep and I still survived. Somehow. Yeah, this is gonna be clinching it. Yeah. I somehow managed to walk long enough to get my HP back up somehow. Yeah, those stone men, as I'm calling them, can really wear your HP down fast. It's about the only thing that can now. Yep, there it goes. How can you die? This is rather disappointing. But I'll give you another chance. If you're injured in battle, go to a town and stay at an inn. I didn't need to. I pray this does not happen again. Don't count on it. Yeah, at this point, only 3,000 to 4,000 experience is needed to level up. And I get plenty of experience in there, so yeah. Once you're at 65,000, you are at max level that you can get in the game. And getting 100 experience per 100 plus experience per fight, that doesn't take too long to get. And I'm going to go ahead and save. Oh yeah, I need to cast Repel. Now there's one more spell we haven't gotten. And you could probably guess what that is by now, since we've seen it used on me before. And that's Fire Bane. It's a lot more powerful for us than it is for the enemy, but really? By this point in the game, I feel like it's not that useful. It's not. I mean, it deals a lot of damage, but do you really want to waste MP on using that? When you could just attack with your powerful Loto Sword and kill the enemies relatively quickly using that method. It doesn't make a lot of sense for why you would do that. So yeah. Gonna go ahead and stay at the inn to make up for the MP that I used to get here, you know. And then we're gonna pretty much get to level 20. I'm gonna rescue the princess. And then we're gonna be beating the game. I will say that the final boss is a bit annoying. In the remake, but I'll explain what I mean by that when we get to it. I suppose I could talk about what other games I'm going to be streaming on this. Hard to say, really. There are some action games I'd like to do, but I don't know how many people would like them. I thought about doing Shovel Knight. And I thought about doing Um, let's see. I thought about doing Shantae games as well. I've never played one before, but I do own one. I thought about doing those as doing kind of a blind thing. They don't seem too hard to actually figure out. I thought about doing those on stream as well. The problem is I have them on Steam, and Steam takes a lot of resources. I'm kind of afraid. Like it really depends on the game I'm playing, though. Really, I'd have to see just how much those games really push my computer specs. Because I know I couldn't do Bloodstained on Steam. It would not work. I had to get that on PS4. And that annoyed me, I will say. Yeah, that kind of annoyed me, though. I wasn't able to do that. I could stream Bloodstained as well on Switch. I mean, not on Switch, but on PS4. Like, I could do that. I mean, I wouldn't mind playing it again. I enjoyed that game a lot. I mean, I kind of expected I would. I mean, it is Bloodstained after all. We kind of expected that there would be a lot of quality to it. People do have issues with the, how some of the ports were treated, and, you know, still it's not... Some things aren't perfect about it, but... Honestly, I don't need them to be. I don't need them to be perfect. Some people, I think, went a little crazy over how the Switch version was handled. I personally don't. Like, I have a friend who's played it, and she said it's fine. Like, she said some things are a little iffy, but she said it's fine. She hasn't had any major problems with it, and if she hasn't had major problems with it, then I probably wouldn't either. So I'll probably get that version at some point. But right now, the PS4 version does well enough for me. So... Now, there are a couple of stronger enemies in here, but I don't like fighting them because it takes a lot more stuff to beat them over and over again. And I can just speed my way through a lot of these fights, no problem. And, like, it tends to go a lot faster than if I was carefully fighting those other ones. Especially considering how much I seem to be leveling up now. I learned Firebane. For the sake of fairness, I'll show off what it's like. Really? You're immune to it? Wow, that's another reason to not like this spell. Some of the in-game enemies are immune to it. What about you? Does 61 damage. That is not worth it. Like, that is so not worth it. I'm basically doing that much with my attack now. That thing should be doing like 100 or so to make up for the MP you're spending on it. But since you don't, it's not worth it. But that's the last spell in the game. We've gone all the spells. But yeah, other games that I would be streaming, I'd have to actually look at the games I like to play. Threads of Fate is one, like on PS1, that I wouldn't mind playing. Because I do have fond memories of that, and I wouldn't mind revisiting it. I was always disappointed it didn't get a sequel, even though it seemed like they were setting up for one, but it never happened, and I was disappointed by that. I felt like a sequel would have been very nice to finish up some subplots. Level 20, there it is. At this point, I usually fight the Draco Lord since I feel like he's pretty feasible to defeat at that level. Feasible, but not easily conquered. I'll say that. Yes, I will definitely say that. One thing I will say about this game in Japan, when we got this in America, and you got the Warrior's Handbook, there was a little bit of a backstory for the game. And there was backstory for both versions, Japanese and English, but the English one had a completely unique backstory that they created for their version. Kind of in a way to help sell the game off. And make it more marketable for American audiences. Basically, there was an old man who was disgruntled with the World of Peace that the World of the Light was celebrating. And when he went to explore the mountains one day, he found a sleeping dragon. The dragon actually imprinted on the old man and started obeying him, basically treating him like he was a parent or whatnot. And he actually abused his power over the dragon to pretty much have him actually help him conquer the World of Light and submit to his Age of Fear and whatnot. It's a very generic type story, like the evil old man emperor thing. He's like evil incarnate, and he's making everyone suffer. But it's something that American audiences could more easily identify with than the actual plot, where the Dragon Lord, or Draco Lord as he's called in Japanese, is like a demon lord from the realm of evil, and he's come to the World of Light to basically use his army of demons to conquer it. And they thought the idea of demons and evil demons from an evil realm would be a little too much for English audiences to stomach, thinking that could make the game come off as a little too satanic for the more Western audience that was predominantly Christian at the time in the late 80s. So they decided to change it. I personally don't think the changes actually affected all that much, though. I honestly think that either way, we would have had the same story, just with some minor differences. Because demon or human, he was still an evil dictator of sorts. I really don't think that things have changed that much. And I almost forgot to rescue the princess. I almost forgot to do that, because I was busy talking about other things. I got distracted. I need to stop that. Ugh, jeez, man. Ugh. Anyways. But yeah, people who are familiar with both versions heavily criticize the localization. I won't say that I don't sympathize. I think that the changes were ultimately unnecessary, and really, people assume a lot when it came to the video game audiences of the 80s. I don't think anybody really would have cared all that much. I mean, the game was already kind of goofy and lighthearted enough to where demons being in the game probably wouldn't have raised any red flags. At least I don't think it would have. Wait. Oh, for a minute there I thought the door stayed open. I was like, wait, the dragon's back? What? You can kill this thing over and over again? I didn't know that. That's weird. Do you have to die first for it to respawn? Huh, that might be an experience trick, actually. Laura, Princess of Tantagel. In the original games, it was called, Gwendolyn. At least that's how I pronounced it. Gwaelin. Laura is a little easier to say, so I prefer that. If you say no, so you can say, how could you be so cruel? And if you say no again, yeah, this is kind of a running joke in not only the Dragon Quest series, but also in RPGs in general, of the no-win scenario. Like, basically, like they keep saying the same thing to you until you agree with them. In the original, she kept saying, but thou must. But thou must. But thou must. I know. I mean, it is kind of cute. Just the fact that she's trying to get her way by just trying to say the same thing to you over and over again till you agree. Like, I imagine her putting her hands on her hips, constantly saying that over and over again to annoy you half to death until you give her what she wants. Almost making her out to be spoiled in that sense. But anyways, I'm not taking her back to the castle. Well, I'll show it off. I'll show taking her back to the castle, but I will be safe stating. Actually, there's something else I want to show off first. If it's in this version. If you go to the inn while you're carrying her... You're up late. Yeah, that's very, very subtle way of saying they totally banged last night. That... wow. Like, just wow. I can't believe they would make a reference to that. Yeah, they do. A lot of people have something different to say if you're carrying her around now. This is what you would need to find the token, usually, or the seal in this version. Yes, you literally have a physical interpretation of her love that you can carry with you no matter where you go. Yes, I am not kidding about that. Yep. That is definitely something else, really. I know this is like a fantasy world, but I think that's reaching a little too far there. I mean... I'm going to be going to the Dragon Lord carrying her. You actually get special dialogue when you get to the final boss if you have her with you. Which I think is a nice touch. Like the creators actually thought about what would happen if the player actually tried to do that. So that's nice. Now, a lot of people have said that, yeah, that Incubus is the same thing, but like, have said that the idea of the way you rescue the princess in this game is a bit outdated and archaic. And this is true, but it is an old game. I don't really mind that. I'd be more upset if, say, a modern game tried to do something similar to this. I'd be a little more judgmental on that, because, like as helpless as the damsel tends to be in cases like this, and she has to rely on her poor hero to save her, and she's so happy that a hero has rescued her. Yeah, it's a really archaic thing in storytelling, and I'm kind of glad we've moved away from that, honestly. I mean, people have said, oh, but you forget, there have been, like, some attempts to try to modernize this trope in a way that actually makes sense. Yeah, they have, and to be fair, I'm not totally against that idea, but I would be cautious about it. Like, again, when it comes to character writing and whatnot, people are lightning quick to look at tropes and immediately judge those tropes based on the overuse of them. Like, so much so that they become cliches. So I would be careful about that. But if you can handle it well and be creative with it and give us interesting scenarios, I think that would be fine. Yep, I can actually double hit the Star Wyverns now, and it feels glorious to do that. Like, it's so refreshing to finally know I can kick their ass without having to struggle anymore, you know? I swore I hate those things early on. It's so annoying. At this point, though, you can plow through most enemies without even breaking a sweat. I love it. Ooh, that must have been a critical hit. Okay, so I think I go to the left here. I don't like bringing out a map for this place. It's hard to read because of how many rooms is in here. And I've memorized how to get through most of it myself. Most of it. Oh, you guys, I hate you. So much health. Virtually nothing else is a threat in here until I get way deep in it. Unless you put me to sleep, but I don't think that's as big of a problem anymore. But yeah, character writing is always a very fickle beast when it comes to what is acceptable and what is not. Even with me, who is generally open-minded about a lot of things, I have... Oh, I forgot there's some chest over here in this room. I almost completely skipped them. It just has gold and an herb. And I'll just take it. I haven't had to use my herbs yet, actually. I'm trying to save all my MP for the final boss. And so far, I think I've been doing a pretty good job of that. That's pretty amazing, honestly. Now, they did make some changes to, like, the dungeon designs compared to, the original. I will say that, and it's not terrible, but a lot of the old maps that we used to have are completely useless, and people actually had to create totally new maps for online. to actually take advantage of this. Okay, we now have the Axe Knight. This guy is a more powerful version of what we were just fighting. I'm at such a high level now that they're not all that bad. I'm at level 21. Well, that's certainly going to help. Yowzers. Okay. No. I want to use herbs. Yeah, herbs heal 28 to 30. Now, if you go straight north here, you actually come to the Dracolord's treasury. If you have a key left, you can get in here. To find the Devil Belt. I do not want this. It's a cursed item. Just to explain what those mean, if you equip one, then you're cursed, and they won't let you back into the castle until you have it removed. There's a place in the town next door to the castle. An old man will remove your curse. 5 extra MP, not that matters. Got the herb. 417 gold. Empty chest. I got my key back. Empty. And we have ourselves the Red Dragon. I'm going to save state because I'm going to attempt to fight him without stop spell. Oh, he tried to cast stop spell on me. He also knows sleep, which is why I save stated. Yeah, you saw right. He gave 300 experience. 350 to be exact. That is actually the most you can get unless you defeat a Metal Slime. I meant to show off how much they give, but I didn't get around to it. I might save state before I fight the final boss. And then once I show the ending, I will actually show what happens when you defeat a Medley. But they give a lot of experience. I think it's 700 or so. But you have to beat them to do so, and they're generally not worth fighting. They're faster than you, and they run away at a moment's notice. And you only deal like 1 damage per hit anyway. I'd rather not bother. Okay. We've got most of our MP. We're at full HP. Let's do this. Good of you to come, Leon. You were kind enough to bring me the princess. Well done. I am Dracolord. I have been waiting for a man like you to come. Join me, Leon, and I shall give you half the world. Well, will you join me? If you say yes, still a partnership, I will take your sword. If you do so... so you had already found the sword, but none of that matters now. I must give you a gift in return. To Leon I give half the world of darkness. Well, that's technically what this world is, so... If you do this, actually... You were making a racket last night. You must have had a bad nightmare. It basically takes you back to town. Exactly as you left the castle. And you have to go there all over again. So, basically, you're not supposed to do that. Like, you get no special ending where you join the villain or anything. It's just it's just basically a time rewind. And so, that's annoying. In the original, it was actually much worse. If you joined the Dragon Lord, like the game would just freeze on you. Like the game would punish you for freezing the game, and you'd have to restart it. So, what's wrong? Do you not want half the world? It's a fair bargain. Well, will you join me? No. So you insist on fighting with me. Fool, you will pay for your stupidity with your life. Now, this guy was made far more annoying in the remake compared to the original. In the original, he was a candy ass that would die in like 2 or 3 hits. Not so much here. He uses sleep a lot more often. He knows heal more. He's not using it this time. Yeah, he's not using it this time. I'm getting off lucky. Oh, I spoke too soon. Honestly, they've made this fight so much harder in this version that he's actually... you'll see what I mean, actually. I'm not going to spoil it yet. In case you don't know. Yeah, depending on how often he abuses heal more, this could take a while. Using stop spell, I don't think works too well here. No. I'll try again. No. Yeah, because of this fight can be a big drag. Yeah. I'm glad sleep doesn't affect you too often. There we go. Jeez. Although I'm at such low health. Yep, we have a second form here. And he's pretty tough. This is why I want to be level 20. Okay, good. Now, you had to be at a pretty high level in the original to even hurt this thing. It has extremely high defense, and you'd be doing like 2 or 3 damage if you weren't at least level 20 with the Erdrick sword equipped. And even then, you'd have to have all your MP just to beat the guy. Honestly, they made his first form a lot harder and made this guy a lot weaker. Like, they gave him more health, but he doesn't really do that much more damage than the Dragon Lord does with like spells like Firebane. And he also knows spells like Sleep and Heal More, which can make the battle last a lot longer. By comparison, I don't feel like this guy is as hard. Because you just cast Heal More, attack, Heal More, attack, Heal More, attack. It's a very easy fight. And as long as you come with plenty of MP, you're pretty much guaranteed to win. I think he has like 500 health. And there's the critical hit, too, that you can sometimes get. Yep. Even if I didn't get that critical hit, I would have only had to hit him 3 more times or so. He's a lot more of a joke in the remake. Mostly because of the extra, like, stat boosters and the fact that you're doing so much more damage than usual. I mean, they increase his health, but that only helps so much. So yeah, game's over. Basically. Now, the last time I streamed, I showed what would happen if you didn't rescue the princess at all. If she was just in her chamber in the cave. Basically what would happen is she wouldn't make an appearance at all in the ending. If you have the princess still with you, though... I guess when he said that she was cared after, basically just help her up the stairs and take her to her throne, basically. Wow, jeez. Honestly, at that point, you should just kept her around for the ceremony. Wow, you could actually talk. Yeah, that was an uncommon thing in like the old games, where the main character actually had a voice and dialogue. They were usually silent. Mostly so they could be proxies for the player. But... And she's just gonna come downstairs anyway. Yeah, that was kind of pointless. You're not gonna let me say no, are ya? You have to let her. Now, canonically, like the princess has to go with you so that he can have kids. That make up the descendants that are in Dragon Warrior 2. So that is canonical, but you can actually end the game where he goes off by himself. So that is an option. So yeah, it took me a little longer to beat the game this time, but I was having a little more fun showing off different things, you know. Trying to be a professional streamer and show off every little thing in a game. You know, just in case someone watches this that doesn't know this stuff. Although if I was a professional streamer, I would also have my face in like a corner showing me, and I'd have this fancy setup. Like, you know, like when I'm taking pauses to do stuff, I'd have like a scissor reel of like other games and whatnot that I played. Yeah, I don't have that. And I don't think I ever will, because that's a little out of my field of expertise. Like, I don't think I could ever set something like that up and make it look good. Most people don't care about that, but, you know, it's all about professionalism. Most people want their setup to look nice. I'm not that smart when it comes to, like, streaming. I'm very basic. I'm still living in, like, the late 90s version of streaming, where you just brought a game up on, like, an emulator or something and just started commentating over it while you are playing it. Like, I'm still used to that. But I know that standards have improved since then, and people tend to have higher expectations now. Especially if they want to throw, like, actual money at you for stuff, which I will never ask for, because I don't think I would ever deserve that. I'm not talented enough to ever expect that from people. But, you know, whatever. I will say that overall, that this game is still a really fun game to play through every now and then. I feel like the game itself has still aged well enough to where I don't think it's unplayable or feels very boring. I think for as short as it is and the options you have available to you now, it feels fun to play through every now and then. There are some games in the franchise that have aged really poorly. Like Dragon Warrior 4 and Dragon Warrior 6. Like, I think those games, well, it could be fun for some. I think elements in it certainly feel not implemented the best. Like, there were some elements of Dragon Warrior 4 in particular that yeah, not that great. I also don't like the fact that the version that we got on the DS had horrible localization to the point to where sitting through the dialogue is painful enough. But man, having to figure out what all the different areas mean on like your warp list because they changed so many names around to be really stupid ones. It was a trial to play that version. And the NES version is pretty archaic in how you have to play it, so there's not a good way to play that version. Unless you know Japanese and play the PS1 remake, but like it's it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Yeah. Dragon Quest VI is like the worst offender though. Like this game is so hard. Like it's so hard compared to other entries in the series, and I swear, once you get far enough in the game, it can be a pain to figure out where the hell you're supposed to go to progress. Like you need a guide to actually figure it out sometimes. It's annoying. Plus, the final area just sucks with how you have to progress through it. Like seriously, it's awful. But you know, it is what it is. I wouldn't mind going back to play the other entries in the series at one point, but I definitely need to start playing other games too. But that'll be for another time. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm glad to be getting back to doing stuff like this. It is very nice. See you guys next time.